Imagine turning off the white noise of the world to find peace within yourself. This is not just wishful thinking. Science has a solution, which is a simple cocktail of carefully selected vitamins that work in harmony with your body to turn down the volume on anxiety. Hey everyone, Rob here from Remedies Insider, and welcome back to the channel. And yes, I am back. I was having some health issues, but all is good now. My wife, Serene, was actually stepping in and doing some voiceovers, so I hope you don't mind. And from time to time, she still might do some, because actually she does sound better than I do. Anxiety is a nervous system disorder in which the body becomes paralyzed by fear. This is referred to as the fight or flight response. What is happening is that your mind perceives a threat or danger, so your glands begin releasing more cortisol and adrenaline. As a survival instinct, these hormones raise your blood pressure, make your heart beat faster, rush blood into the muscles, and cause breathing challenges, allowing you to either flee or attack the threat. Unfortunately, your mind is incapable of distinguishing between a genuine and real threat. So, if you have a lot of worry, doubt, or fear in your life, such as financial concerns, or worrying about different people who stress you out, and maybe listening or reading too much bad news on the internet or TV, over time you will become emotionally involved with these fears and doubts. Because your body and mind perceive this as a constant threat, you are locked into the fight or flight response. Here are some of the most common symptoms of anxiety. To begin with, you may find it difficult to switch off your thoughts and enter a proper sleep cycle. Your mind may be constantly analyzing and solving various problems, resulting in a stream of mental chatter, especially at night. Higher levels of stress can also make it difficult to access your memories. You may also experience more blank thoughts or forgetfulness, especially if you aren't getting enough sleep. Some people also experience throat tightness, which causes a lump sensation, which may make their voice sound higher and softer as they become more anxious. You may also feel nauseous in stressful situations, such as speaking in front of a large group. People who suffer from chronic anxiety will also find that they revert to a negative mindset, in which they only notice the bad in the world and not the good. When you are suffering from chronic anxiety, you can slip in and out of this kind of mindset. Finally, you may also begin to avoid life situations such as social gatherings because you don't believe that you can handle the emotions and feelings that come with them. Unfortunately, long-term anxiety can increase your risk of developing diabetes, heart disease, and other health problems because your adrenal glands begin to wear out, causing hormonal imbalances in both men and women. Imagine if you could press a pause button on your anxiety, switching it off and inviting tranquility instead. Today, I'm going to bring you the secret in achieving just that. You will also learn some simple lifestyle changes you can make to address the problem's underlying causes. I use the term vitamins broadly to include phytonutrients, minerals, and herbs that you can use to reduce anxiety permanently. So if you're ready, let's dive into the world of these 6 vital vitamins that have the power to tame your stress response and soothe your anxious nerves. The first one on my list is the most important for anxiety, vitamin B1. The majority of people who suffer from anxiety also have a thiamine deficiency, which is vitamin B1, because parts of your brain, like the amygdala and the hippocampus, uses up your body's extra B1 to make energy whenever you feel stressed, emotional, or threatened. Consuming a lot of sugar, refined foods, or caffeinated beverages can also deplete your vitamin B1. To fix this, begin taking 2 to 3 tablespoons of unfortified nutritional yeast on a daily basis to increase your intake of vitamin B1 and the B complex. I recommend combining it with yogurt, soups, and stews, or simply sprinkle it over a salad. This works well because B vitamins are water soluble and quickly absorbed. You will feel calmer and more relaxed within minutes of eating nutritional yeast. The B vitamins will also calm and balance the autonomic nervous system, thereby turning off the fight or flight response that's causing your anxiety. If you eat this frequently, you'll notice that you're less nervous and irritable and have fewer nightmares or panic attacks. Sunflower seeds, organic pork, pasteurized raised eggs, and wild fish are also good sources of vitamin B1. Probiotics are next and number 2 on the list. There are many different species of live-friendly microbes in your gut's large intestine. These are essential because they aid in the breakdown and digestion of food and help maintain a healthy overall body. What's fascinating is that these microbes produce B vitamins on their own, such as vitamin B1, B2, B12, and so on, all of which help to stabilize your mood and prevent the prolonged state of anxiety. Now, on the downside, these microbes are extremely sensitive, and they are easily destroyed when we take antibiotics or other medication. Also, consuming artificial sweeteners like aspartame in diet soda drinks, or try not to eat organic produce that's sprayed with chemical weed killers and certain insecticides. Another reason you may be having issues with your microbes is that you're not eating enough soluble fiber, which causes them to become sluggish. Start eating fermented vegetables as a side dish at least 3 times per week to improve the health of the friendly bacteria and microbes in your gut. Foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, pickles, and kefir are excellent sources of probiotic bacteria. You should mix in and eat some foods high in soluble fiber, also known as prebiotics, such as chia seeds, avocados, asparagus, cocoa powder, and pecans. These foods will help feed the bacteria in your digestive tract. You can also choose to take a probiotic supplement, but make sure it contains at least 100 billion CFUs and a variety of microbe strains. As you begin to improve your health of your own microbes, they will reward you by producing neurotransmitters that your brain uses to relax and feel happy, such as GABA, dopamine, and serotonin. And if you're finding this information useful, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification so you can stay up to date with the latest health, home remedies, and nutritional tips. With that said, let's get back to the list. Number 3, vitamin D. Cortisol levels are typically high in people who suffer from anxiety, sleep problems, or overthinking. Cortisol is a hormone that is part of the fight or flight response, and it keeps the body alert and responsive when it detects a threat. However, it is critical to find ways to turn off cortisol when trying to calm down and relax. Getting outside in nature and getting some sunlight on your skin stimulates the production of vitamin D, which will help you feel more relaxed and counteract the high cortisol levels. Unfortunately, billions of people worldwide are vitamin D deficient. This is due to living or working indoors and other factors that can worsen your anxiety symptoms. As a result of this, if you are vitamin D deficient, check with your doctor. You may want to take a supplement containing 5,000 to 10,000 IU of vitamin D3 and 100 micrograms of vitamin K2. This will help counteract the stress hormone cortisol and restore their body's focus, calm, and balance. Following that are 2 extremely powerful minerals at number 4, known as magnesium and potassium. Magnesium and potassium are 2 important minerals and electrolytes that regulate how energy is produced in your cells. These 2 minerals are mostly found in vegetables such as leafy greens. You are far more likely to have a low tolerance of stress, depression, and sleeping problems, and brain fog if you don't have enough of these 2 minerals in your body. Magnesium, for example, is necessary for the formation of neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and GABA, which are required to feel calm, happy, and at ease. Magnesium is also necessary for activating and converting vitamin B1 to its active form within your body. Increasing your intake of this reduces muscle tension and stress, and it's often used to treat leg cramps. Potassium also helps to improve your mood by improving certain mechanisms in the brain and the nervous system that helps to turn off the fight or flight response. So if you want to boost your potassium and magnesium, start eating avocados more often and lots of green leafy vegetables like kale, broccoli, beet tops, collard greens, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, and radish. You can also get this as an electrolyte powder in the form of potassium citrate and magnesium citrate that you can drink in a glass of water if you prefer to. Following that is an old remedy at number 5, known as passion flower tea. If you suffer from anxiety, it's critical that you limit your intake of caffeinated beverages, such as coffee and soda, and these can raise your cortisol levels and make your anxiety actually worse. On the other hand, certain herbal teas have been used for thousands of years to relieve stress and anxiety. Passion flower is an herbal flower that contains plant compounds that have been shown to increase GABA levels in the brain. I've mentioned this before. GABA basically slows down certain signals in your central nervous system, which helps to calm down excited nerves in order to relax you. In fact, studies show that passion flower tea is as effective as the anxiety drug Ativan, which is commonly used to treat anxiety, but with the usual side effects. So in the evening, drink 1 cup of passion flower tea by steeping 1 tablespoon of dried passion flower in hot water. You can also buy this in the tea bag form if you wish. Drinking this tea will help to relax you and increase the amount of deep sleep you get per night, restoring balance to your entire body. And finally, at number 6, the ancient herb known as ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is a herbal shrub native to Asia and Africa. This has been used as a natural stress and anxiety treatment for over 3,000 years. As an adaptogen, it helps various systems in your body adapt to stress by balancing out your hormones and improving how your stress tissues and brain respond to any changes. To quickly relieve nervous tension in your body, take 1,200 milligrams of ashwagandha extract in a capsule form daily. This herb contains phytochemicals known as withalanoids, which have been scientifically proven to lower cortisol and help balance blood sugar levels. This will help you sleep better at night and will stabilize your mood. It also works wonders for people who suffer from chronic anxiety. A few other ancient adaptogen herbs that have similar effects include rhodiola, Panax ginseng, astragalus, and holy basil. As you can see, there are numerous foods and nutrients that can be used to help turn off your body's fight or flight response and activate the rest and digest systems, which help to calm you down and release any tension. I've suffered from anxiety and stress for many years, and I found that all of these remedies are extremely beneficial and helpful. Although certain nutrients such as B1, potassium, and magnesium are important as mood stabilizers, you may want to go above and beyond to address the underlying causes of anxiety in your own life in order to achieve a permanent state of peace. It's often tempting to ignore anxiety or push through it because you have things to do and places to be. However, pushing through it can eventually lead to bouts of depression and major health problems in the long run. But if you take an hour each day to simply focus on relaxation, calming down your body, you'll start gaining an enormous amount of mental focus and control over your emotions. You'll start getting more things done without having to push yourself because your daily activities and work seem to flow more naturally, and you'll become more creative at problem solving. Let's take a look at some additional steps that I've personally taken to help keep my anxiety at bay indefinitely. Eliminate all stimulants and caffeine from your diet if you can, including coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks, and sugar. The caffeine or sugar in these foods and drinks will raise your cortisol levels, deplete your vitamin B1, and raise your anxiety levels quickly. Number 2, replace the usual drinks with GABA-boosting herbal teas, such as valerian fruit, lemon balm, passion flower, lavender, and peppermint or rosemary teas. By increasing GABA levels, you can reduce both excitement and fear in your nervous system. Number 3, increase your physical activity. Simply begin by taking half-hour to 45-minute slow walks outside on nature trails or in parks with a lot of trees, plants, and even sunshine. Believe it or not, the essential oils and vitamin D that's released from the treetops and the sun will give you a constant flow of oxygen that will naturally calm your nervous system and turn off the fight or flight response. Number 4, organize your work and living environment and begin minimizing and getting rid of any unnecessary objects that are cluttering your environment and your mind. We tend to have emotional connections psychologically linked to items that are around us. So when you start throwing junk away and organizing the clutter in your environment, this will help bring your mind in order and calm you down. And number 5, infuse your home with calming essential oils such as black cherry, lavender, sage, or jasmine. These oils, like trees, release aromatic compounds into the air that you gently breathe in, which will calm your nervous system down. Finally, number 6, in order to truly overcome anxiety, you must begin getting at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep at night on a consistent basis. I know this one isn't easy in our busy lives we live today, but try to go to bed earlier and turn off all distractions like your phone, tablet, computer, and TV. If you find yourself overthinking and your mind racing when you're laying there, try to imagine a thought as a bubble and just let it float away into the distance and say it's only a thought, it doesn't matter. When you do this, eventually your thoughts will slow down and you'll feel more at ease. Allow sleep to happen when it's ready rather than forcing it. This will gradually balance out your cortisol levels, allowing you to sleep deeper and having a healthy overall body. Okay, well, that's all I got for you today. I know it was a long one, but before you run off, stick around because I do have a special gift for you. And yes, you guessed it. If you haven't already, click the link in the description and or the pinned comment. Head on over to the blog and get your free A to Z complete home remedy guide with over 2,000 plus homemade and natural remedies. It's 100% free and I know you're going to love it. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your family and friends, as this helps us out a lot here at Remedies Insider, and it also helps us keep the lights on. And also, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and tick that bell notification so you can get notified when I release our next video. I am uploading videos weekly. And if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I'm Rob from Remedies Insider. Have a great day or night. Take care and God bless.